What's up, everybody? Got a little bit of news. Left It Wall recently won Best Feature at the Pro to Post International Film Festival in Genoa, Italy. You know what's crazy? I didn't even know the film festival was based in Italy when we applied. But yeah, Left It Wall won Best Feature. We are very, very honored and humbled for the award, and thank you so much to everyone at the Pro to Post International Film Festival for including us and selecting us for this amazing honor. And you can catch Left It Wall now. It is out now. It is on a bunch of platforms: Apple TV, YouTube Movies, Google Play, Amazon, Xbox, and you can watch it for free on Tubi. Left It Wall is on Tubi. Tubi's my favorite. I got to be honest. Tubi is my favorite. It is free there, so come on. How can you go wrong? It's free. Left It Wall, Tubi, or anywhere else. But on Tubi, it's free. All right. Peace. Episode 116. Jesse Case. Jesse Case is a comedian, writer, and podcaster. Jesse's one of the best comedians I know, and he's a good friend. We spent our early comedy days in Seattle. Jesse went off to LA, and then he was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer in his late 20s. He documented the whole thing in a podcast series called Jesse vs. Cancer. It's absolutely brilliant. His journey's wild, and we go through it. Please welcome to the show, Jesse Case. Oh, Jesse Case. How are you, buddy?
Dave Placone? I don't know. We met, once? You're really stretching thin on your... No, Ron, I'm doing great, man. That's also a lie. Things are okay. Things are fine.
Good.
Just not coming in well. We're just not started. We did not start well.
I like it. I like all your guitars, by the way. I like your setup these days.
That guitar behind me is awful, but it's with the Nashville tuning. So I keep that one, you know, where that's like, they call it Nashville tuning, which is a weird name, but it's like, it's a 6-string guitar, but it's strung using the high strings of a 12-string.
Okay.
So it's just the high octaves. Like, so you can combine that with a regular guitar and like get those like sort of big star type sounds where you just EQ it enough. It gets really stupid, but it's a very 70s sound. So that's like, that's also why I'm bundled up, is because I'll do recording sessions, like not podcasts. I'll do those, but like, you know, like a band will come over or something to record, and they like, but my heater and I've got to turn everything off so there's no sound. So then I'm just like freezing, dude, and it takes like a couple hours for the house to heat up again. Gotcha. So if I have a session in the morning, I'm just like look like a 70s pimp the whole day. So that explains. I haven't like gone off the rails. That explains my outfit to start.
So you're doing like production now. You're doing music production.
I mean, sure, yeah. I mean, when I can, I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. No, it's. I mean, it was inevitable for me. It was very like, I think it was inevitable midlife crisis. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I feel like there's like types of dudes where like you build like, I mean, most midlife crises are about control because you feel like you're losing control. Like, yeah. And I think then you have a midlife crisis. So a lot of dudes go the train city in the basement route.
Right.
To like be a little conductor man, and like go down and like feel like they have power. Yeah. And like they go play God in the basement. And I was like, have your own little weird city, you know, throw on your little striped hat and go down there and pretend you aren't in a loveless marriage. And I went this route where I was like, I'll get some microphones and I'll control but I realize it is the same thing.
Dude, so I'll share this story now, and then I want to kind of get into
same thing.
I want to start a little backwards, but like when we first met, you know, you mentioned, oh yeah, I do a little bit of music. We met in comedy in Seattle, and you mentioned that you played music a little bit, and I mentioned like, oh yeah, I play music a little bit too, because I played guitar in a couple punk bands in high school and stuff, and then you go, Oh, by the way, the other day I just recorded all of Abbey Road for fun, and I was like, "Oh wow, I do not play music."
That was not the other day. That was like the other year, maybe.
Yeah, but I didn't know you were at that level. Like I learned, I was like, Jesus, man.
No, what I do is, you know how like if you're going to learn, let's say you're learning Photoshop, right? Or you're learning some program, or learning how to do a technical thing. It's like you can get online and watch tutorials from like, it's always like a 12-year-old in Australia that's like building a functional Iron Man suit using Excel or something. And like, you feel like an old idiot. And the way that I learn things a lot of times is by or the way I learn music software a lot of the time, or music production techniques, is by recreating something, because that way I can know how close I am, instead of just like if I want to know how that sound is made, I can compare it to the record. I can compare it to a sound, and then that I learn it and see how close I am. So like I've remade Abbey Road. When I learned Ableton by doing Discovery by Daft Punk. I learned Pro Tools by doing Kid A by Radiohead. And I will like, because I also get really
all the instruments.
Yeah, I get real into like synthesis and stuff like that. But it's like I realize that's crazy. Like I'm not sure.
Dude. Well, I mean that's amazing. Like
no, I don't know if it's not like I'm not saying that like that's like normal and you know has never caused problems in relationships. You know what I mean?
Are we going out to eat tonight? No, I got to finish Kid. You know that one. Yeah, I'm finishing it.
Yeah, I know it's Valentine's Day. Have you ever programmed a vocoder, you stupid bitch? Yeah, so it's like not great, you know? My mom may have taken some Tylenol.
Yes.
So I got that going. But I've always done it. I've always loved it. And you know, that's always been like a thing that I've been really into. But I think I've always been too afraid. I was always too afraid and intimidated to like do anything more than, it was always like a secret. I like secretly like did that and would do all these recordings and stuff. And yeah, and then I was kind of like, yeah, midlife crisis. You're like, oh, being afraid is stupid. You know, just do it.
No, totally embrace it.
Embrace it. Be embarrassed. Get weird with it. Be cringe. It's fine. You know. Yeah, well, man.
So let's start at the beginning now. Like,
let's start at the beginning. So your interview. Well, let's start at the very beginning. You're interviewing 1,000 people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am kind of nervous to ask you how deep in the list I am. Is this like episode like 700?
This is episode. Well, we just published 115, and I don't.
I didn't crack the top 100. Brutal, dude. Brutal. If I had the same premise for a podcast,
well, there's a strategy to it. There's a strategy to it. Okay. Like I kind of like every December. So, well, no, another way to look at it is you made one of the first Decembers, because December is
like a Counting Crows song.
Yeah, it's.
I made the first December.
You made the first. That's on the new record.
Yeah, you made the first December. You made the first December. All right, fine.
Because December are people that I'm like closer to in my life.
Okay.
So like those episodes publish in December. So there's a bit of a strategy to it. So it's not really, you know, it's not right. Like in order of priority by any means. It's just,
okay.
You know.
All right. No, I mean, I'm not going to, it's, you know, you do you. You would have been, I don't know, you would have been like number maybe 17 in my thing, but that's fine.
Well, all right. Well, here's a question. How many years was Probably Science around before I got to be a guest?
Well, the other two don't like you. So I had to... I pitched you every day, and that's why we had to bring you on under a pen name, and then reveal that it was you.
You told me that was a thing, and I believed you. I was like, that never happened on any other episodes I listened to.
Yep. Yeah. No, probably science. No, good call and touche. I don't handle any of the, my job on probably science is like literally they just send me a link and tell me the thing. Like we've had
great podcast, by the way. I love what you guys do.
Thank you. But I mean, I've had times where like I'll log on and like I think it'll be some comic and then it's just some astronaut and I like didn't read the book that I was supposed to read and I'm like I don't know what's going on. But it fits my role on the show, which is the uneducated train wreck person. So it sort of allows, I justify it to myself by like, that is the persona a little more. So it's easier to like it's fine. I don't have to know what's going on. You know, I'm there to wild card it. That's okay. But no, I would have had you on way sooner. I never handle I haven't gotten, I think I got one guest once and then it was so weird. It never happened again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Cause I was like,
weird.
Well, I was like, I'll get a scientist. So I didn't even know the person. I like cold called a zoo and got a primatologist. And then I had to like pick this guy up in Koreatown.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And he was like a vervet monkey expert. And then like afterwards, like we just like kept hanging out. Like we wound up like it was like 2 a.m. and I'm hanging out with this like monkey expert in like Silver Lake. It was wild.
Dude, I would say you're batting 100, man. I mean, that's a 1-for-1 get. You hang out with the guy till 2 a.m.
Yeah, dude. But how long are you supposed to hang with primatologists?
I don't know. I mean, I guess it just depends on the primatologist.
Depends on the primatologist.
Some primatologists really know how to party.
They do. You ever watch Portrait Artist of the Year?
No.
All right. Well, never mind then.
All right. Well, I got to get to it then.
It's like British Bake Off, but for portraiture. And the final episode, they always paint like somebody major. Like they paint, you get assigned, you don't know who you're going to paint. You show up, you don't know who you're going to paint. And then they bring in somebody for you to paint. And a few seasons ago or something, the final big commission for the winner, you get a 10,000 pound commission. It was Jane Goodall. And so the whole episode is like you're hanging out, getting to know them and painting them. And I hate to say this, but like it seemed pretty like not a great hang. Like I got the sense I would bail on Goodall. I'd be like, so I've got a hard out like at 2, like, you know what I'm saying? Like if it was me and Goodall stuck, like I'd be like, all right, so this has been all right. Like,
yeah. Okay. That's so
anyway, that's all I got. Take it back, bro.
I actually don't know this about you. Were you born in Canada?
Oh, we're taking it way back.
Yeah. I mean, a little bit.
Wow,
we're not going to go like 1 year at a time, but a little bit of the origin story.
Yeah. Yep. I was born in Canada. I was born in Canada on April 20th. Which is an awful birthday to have.
Sure. Yeah. Couple things going on there.
Couple things, very conflicting things.
Very conflicting things.
Couple things.
Well,
yeah.
And the other one is kind of fading. I mean, as you know, especially as cannabis is pretty much legal everywhere. But the other thing that will never go away. The other thing will never go away.
The Hitler birthday thing?
That'll be a thing that keeps going. Sadly, more people are celebrating such a thing, which is very frightening. But
it is very frightening. And let me tell you this, Ron. So yeah, I was born on Hitler's birthday, which sucks. But also, like, I'm left-handed. I'm a vegetarian. I couldn't get into art school. I have like 7 things in common with Hitler, and it's like awful. Like not the big thing. I don't have the big thing. You know, I've at no point questioned the right
of a mustache. What?
I haven't at no point questioned the right of a group of people to exist or anything like that. That's not my jam. But too many things. I dated a failed actress. Too many things, and it's I don't love it. I don't love that it's like weird little circumstantial stuff. Where like if I met him at a party, like milling around in a kitchen, it would take me 10 minutes longer than everyone else to bail.
Well, yeah, no, you'd be the guy that brought him over. You'd be the guy, like, you'd be talking, and it'd be like, oh, yeah, man, art school, left-handed. Oh, that's we have the same birthday. Here, come meet my friends. And then he would, like, get into some of his other ideas, and people would be looking at you like, Jesse, what? This is your friend,
we'd go in, and he's like, you know, he'd be like, you brought me to a Seder? And I'd be like, yeah, what's up? Like, and Like it would, you brought me to Shabbat and be like, yeah, man, what's the problem? Like we didn't, and he's like, I've got some stuff maybe I want to lay on you on the drive home.
It'd be the second time you guys hung out.
Yeah.
It's like
you got to save it for the second time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't like whip. I know I don't whip out my plans for world domination until the second hang.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Born in Kingston, Ontario. And then I don't remember it. Well, no one remembers that. But I mean, I don't remember living in Canada. I moved there again when I was like 19, which I do remember. But we moved to North Carolina when I was like 6 months old.
Okay.
Yeah. I need to confirm this. I legit think my dad couldn't re-enter America until he had a re-enter America baby. I think there was like something.
Oh.
If you like were weird about Nam and wound up in Canada, I think there was some like, look, if you have after enough time went by, they're like, if you have a baby, like you can come back.
Oh, okay. That's
because it was too close. It's like you're not even supposed to move with a baby at 6 months. It's not like there was some emergency that brought him home.
Right.
It was like the plan. Like, okay. Let's have this baby and show it at the border and get back. Like, I don't know.
Right. Well, then how'd you wind up in Nashville then? Because I thought it was always Nashville because your dad's a songwriter.
My dad is a songwriter. So I was lived in North Carolina until we moved when I was 11. What happened was my dad like wanted to move to Nashville. He was hinting at moving to Nashville, but his family was in North Carolina. And then when I was maybe like 11, I started having a really, really tough time at school. Like, emotionally, like I would get panic attacks, like really bad panic attacks, like every morning before school. A lot of like, I would have a lot of anxiety about going to the point where like they'd have to come sit with me for like the first 2 periods to like, so I didn't have, I didn't have a panic attack or something. Like it was really wild. And that's all taken me a long time to sort of unpack in therapy. But at the time, I just thought it's just, you don't associate it with anything maladaptive. You just associate it with circumstance. So I was like, it is the school. Leaving the school will fix this. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the thing, and leaving it will fix the thing. So I was like, I think they were not moving because I had friends there and stuff. And I was like, yo, you guys want to get the fuck out of here? Sorry to not keep it clean. You guys want to get the heck out of here?
Oh, you can curse. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay. So I was like, you guys want to go? Let's go. Let's bolt. Mm-hmm. And then I think, my mom was already like, she had just gotten a master's in nursing. And, when you move to sort of a bigger market as a nurse practitioner, you can have your own clinic instead of working at like a country ER. My dad had always wanted to like, he'd been commuting to Nashville to go to like songwriter conferences and stuff. And then he's like, yeah, let's just like do it. And we did it. We packed up, we moved over the mountains with 3 dogs and a cat.
So did your problem solve with school? Like was it just anxiety that triggered all that for you, or?
Well, it's a lot of, I mean, how deep do you want to go on that? Like, no, it didn't solve it. I learned some emotional regulation tools, like one learns, but like, no, it's not like, something will trigger something and like you have to figure out why and all this stuff. So like looking back, I don't think that moment was, it's not like everything was gravy until then. That was like a narrative I gave myself for a long time. And then when I really look back and unpack it, I'm kind of like, you know what? Like, I had really bad OCD symptoms and stuff since I was like a toddler. Yeah. And so it's all the same bucket, right? It's all toxic shame, feeling like something's wrong with you, even though it's not. I mean, some people's stuff is wrong. They like harm animals and stuff when they're like, something's really off with them. But if you just feel that way, like you have a faulty narrative there, because of maybe not the best parenting, that, but not on purpose. Everyone does their best, but just, bad parenting that gets in there. Like, before you learn to speak. Like, I mean, that gets in really, really young. So you develop this, like, something's wrong with me, I'm other than thing. And then that just gets maladaptive. You don't have the tools. You start coping in weird ways, like little kids cope. With me, it was like pouring myself into creative stuff, or weird OCD ritual stuff like the flicking lights and things like that. And some of that stuff's genetic. But then, like, it feeds itself, right? Because you're doing things to run from this feeling that you think something's wrong with you, but then you're creating evidence that something is, because you're a weirdo that, like, flicks lights or something. So you are hiding that from your friends. And I think what happens is, like, something happened where, like, switching into middle school, everything became so much more social and the stakes were so much higher. Like, that becomes important at that age.
Right.
That it, like, I felt, like, terrified. I think that's what happened. I don't think it was necessarily just, like, something that has to do necessarily with school. I think it was more a social, like, I mean, yeah, it was pure anxiety, but it was anxiety of the feeling of shame or what I don't know. I don't know. So I've had to, I mean, that's been like a battle my whole life, I think. That's probably why I started comedy. Like, does that make sense, or is that too weird?
No, dude, that's yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
I mean, you don't know you feel that way. It's your normal. And then one day you're just like, oh, maybe, like, that's, like, not so healthy, or maybe that's incorrect. Maybe there's not anything wrong with me. I just, like, felt like I don't have evidence for that. All the evidence I have for that is evidence I made to run away from that feeling. You know what I'm saying? Like, you drink too much to not feel shame, and then you're like, see, aren't I a screw up? And it's like, wait a minute, I just feedback looped this shit. What's going on?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
You've been sober as long as I've known you.
Not true.
Oh, really?
Nah, I've been sober. I was sober when we met, and then when I started getting sick, cancer stuff, I was 29. I drank pretty hard. I didn't start hard, but I drank hard for, like, I made it about a year and a half before. That's how long it takes to tank stuff. And then I got sober again, and that's actually going to be 9 years in 2 days.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So I've been sober most of the time we've known each other. Yes.
Okay.
But I had a hardcore blip there. You know?
Yeah. Well, you had.
I was like, well, that ain't for me. That blip sucked, you know?
Yeah. Well, I want to dive into that, but before we get there, let's go to where.
I didn't mean to go off the rails on the
no.
Why we moved. You
know?
No,
it's yeah. I want some more of the origin story. So this is good. And then you came out to Seattle. You were, like, how old? Because we were all in our early 20s, and you were like,
we were like kids, dude.
We were kids, man.
We were kids. So I started stand up in Nashville. When I did a few mics when I was like 18, and it was awful. And then I was 19, turning 20, and started taking it kind of seriously. And this will inevitably stop anyone that this happens to, is that, like, well, sometimes careers sort of take off like rockets. And what I've noticed is that that's very common. And the issue is that you don't know what rocket you're on. Most careers that take off like rockets, mine included, look like 1950s test footage, where you're like, oh, this is going awesome. Oh, what's going on? and then it's so like I stumbled upward for a while without, just like, I started in Nashville, but it was at this magic time where a bunch of comedians had just moved away. So there was this huge need for comics, right? So I got into the club very fast. There was like one club in town, and I had way more stage time than you're supposed to have when you're, like, just starting. And then I was hosting at this club and all this stuff. And then I started, like, you know, you would meet the feature and meet the headliners, whatever. And I started, like, you know, you do the thing where, like, I would, like, drive to Atlanta to do a guest set, or all the, you know, go around. And then I started, like, sort of getting out on the road a little bit and fell in love with Seattle. I was only in Seattle for like 2 days, and like by the first time I visited, and by the end of the 2 days, I was like, when I get back to Nashville, I'm gonna like plan to move here. I'm like gonna put it in order to move here, because that was a magic time too, man. In Seattle, like that was like Laugh Hole was popping, like Rory Scovel was like he was around all the time, like Brody Stevens had just left, but like it was.
Well, and then there were guys. I mean, Hari Kondabolu, he had left, but he still came back through all the time.
So there was really like this. There was this like magic indie scene, but then there was this like weird old guard that was like kind of cool and funny. There were all these clubs popping up. Like Laughs had just opened. That Main Stage, remember that place that like turned into the reggae bar and had a shooting?
Yep.
There was like all this weird. It was like this weird sort of magic. Another magic transition period of like a huge group just left. There was all this stage time. This weird little crew moved there, so I sort of stumbled up into Seattle. And I miss it. Do you miss it a lot? I miss it all the time.
I miss, it's funny, man. like since we're on Seattle now, I mean, first of all, and I know we've had this discussion before, but it's pretty amazing. Like when you think about like our kind of like class or whatever, and I know you started a little bit before I did, but like you look at kind of like the class of like people that we kind of came up with doing open mics and starting to get work, whatever.
Yeah.
It's a pretty incredible ratio how many are still in it to some extent.
I think compared to most scenes, it's a good ratio.
It's a really good. I mean, people are, and some have done very well.
Absolutely.
And some have done they've still done well. Like they're still writing in LA or they're doing like whatever. Like it's amazing how many are just still in it after all these years. Like,
yeah, man. Most scenes, it's like 5%. Like after 5 years, it's like maybe 5% are still at it, and that's like an overwhelming group that's still just like going at it.
It's over half. Like it's kind of nuts, man.
It's pretty nuts. Yeah.
I mean, if anybody studied such a thing, I feel like a case could be made for that, like circa, like 2008, whatever it was.
No, it was like a wild little time, man. It was wild, and there were all those like insane, weird little gigs, and like, I mean, and I also wonder, of course, how much of that is even real, and how much just like being 23 is awesome.
I
look back all like nostalgic, but
it was cool. I mean, I remember those days, like, cause you lived down the street from me and you would like pick me up. We'd go to a show. I would go to the market next door and I would buy like, that was back when I still did those energy drinks. I haven't touched one of those in years, but at the time I did. And I would buy like a Red Bull for me and a Coca-Cola for you.
What a devious lifestyle. That's back when I still did energy drinks.
Well, those things are so bad. Those things are so bad.
But you say it like you used to do smack or something. You're like, look, man, it was
it kind of is.
I don't really like to bring up those years.
Those are rough years, man.
It was kind of a blur, honestly. The energy drink years. Yeah, man. They say 5 hours, 5 hour energy. I got it down to 3. Honestly, with my tolerance, I got it down to about 3.
Yeah, dude. I would get a Red Bull for me and then a Coca-Cola for you. And it would go.
Yeah. I miss the energy. Maybe in my case, not energy drink made energy. But the energy one has at that age.
Oh, yeah.
That's the getting older thing I didn't predict. All the other stuff I don't care about because it's like ego stuff. I'm like, yeah, dude, like your cheeks start looking weird, like whatever. But I didn't realize that like one day around 33, you feel like having a nap, and then that feeling just is forever. Like that's just you now. You're needs a nap guy for the rest of your life. And I think back to like even just like the amount of driving and the stuff, like the amount of gigs and all, just the energy that it takes.
Yeah.
And I get exhausted thinking about the amount of energy I had.
Oh, I think about the road comic days, and I'm just like, yeah, that was just a freaking lot. And then it's like, and I did a show in, I think it was in San Diego, like real recently, and there was like a younger comic opening or whatever. And they go, is the road really terrible? I've heard it's terrible. And I go, well, I mean, I don't know. It involves doing comedy as a job, so I don't know how terrible that could be. And by the way, if you're going to do it, now's the frickin' time.
Yeah,
do
do
it
it.
now. Do it in your 20s. Like,
Yeah.
it's a great way to spend your 20s.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very fun and weird in your 20s.
It's fun and weird.
It's fun and weird and like dangerous in hindsight.
Oh,
like you have all these memories of situations where you're like, that was horrible and stupid.
Yeah.
But
and you think of the way you ate, and it's just like, oh God.
Yeah, dude.
What was that?
Yeah, what was happening there?
What was happening there?
But you can also handle it. Like now, like if I have too much fiber, like I'm canceling plans.
Right.
You know? But
I lose a day.
Yeah, it's over, dude. I will have a night-ending amount of fiber. It's like if I have an extra spoonful of this Honey Bunches of Oats, like I can't make your wedding.
Game over.
Like, but it used to be like I would wake up and like, what do you have? Oh, what is that? A bucket of jalapenos? Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like fine, you know. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. It was a good time.
I just remember like one time we were all out and we were like kind of talking about, you were actually telling a story about like another time you were at a diner. So it's like a little meta. We were at a diner, a bunch of comics, and you were telling a story about another time at a diner with a bunch of comics. But like everybody was saying like, oh, I can't wait until I'm featuring, and I can't wait until I'm headlining. Oh, I'm going to try to write in New York and stuff like that. And that's going to be the best moment. And you said something you were telling us because it was applicable to the moment, but you had also done it in your prior engagement where you were like, I kind of looked around and I said, I feel like maybe the best time is right now.
Yeah.
And man, that even at the time that kind of stuck with me, and I was kind of like able to be in the moment better. And as the years have passed, I like never really lost sight of that. And I'm not saying that, like there is. It is still fun because it is still exciting. A new project is still exciting. Every set is still exciting.
Sure.
I still love it. But yeah, man, there was something really special when your only responsibility was to try to have a cohesive 5 minutes and hang out with your friends. I mean, that's
man. And you like,
thing.
There's a camaraderie in those trenches and a creativity in this feeling. And I always felt, even very early on, that was really special and that I would miss that. Like, and I mean, it goes both ways, but like, I mean, we both know people that have become incredibly successful. Mm-hmm. They're like they're so famous. They're so unbelievably like can't go out, like visiting Nashville can't go out with me to a dive bar famous. And it's like, it's very isolating. Now, one could make the argument, and it's a valid argument that like, well, yeah, but I mean, you would trade that for like the most comfortable life and never having to worry about anything. And like, of course, dude, of course. Mm-hmm. But I just like, I think when you're starting, it's the least lonely, maybe.
Yeah. I think that's,
you know what I mean? Like, it just gets lonelier and weirder. And, and, especially like, it's not some excuse. Success would still be great, but it's like, I know people that is a factor that have gotten very successful, and maybe they didn't think about the isolation factor. Mm-hmm. Like, there's less people to relate to. There's less people like, because you run these problems, you're having a problem, you run it off people, and you feel like a dick running it off them because it's like a good problem to have, maybe because you're like successful. Mm-hmm. And yeah, there's less camaraderie, man. But just like being a bunch of like weirdos at an open mic or something, there's a real feeling there that should be. I still love. Embraced.
I mean, do you hit the mics in Nashville at all when you have time?
I have not been performing as much as I should, which is weird because I have like a ton of material now that I need to go do. No, I not as much as I should, but I do sometimes. Yeah, I'll hit a mic, and it makes me feel like such an weird old guy, but like I do see that in the comics that are starting out.
Yeah.
And I almost want to tell them, like, embrace it, enjoy. And, you know, I want to grab them by their little alcoholic cheeks and say, like, enjoy it. Enjoy this time.
Yeah. No, dude. I mean, I still like really enjoy that. And I still, I mean, I don't get to go to a ton of open mics, but I still, you know, when I do like go out, like I still enjoy like meeting young comics. And you know, the LA scene is so kind of ridiculous in that it's not really a scene as much as like a big hodgepodge and you try to find your lane. But you know, it's a lot of scenes. Yeah, it's a lot of scenes. But there are still like you kind of meet young comics, and I don't know. I mean, I still kind of like embrace it, and I kind of like still enjoy, you know, those moments. And
of course,
you know, it's well. So let's get to let's get to the probably I would argue one of the most difficult, if not the most difficult moment of your life, and that is when you had cancer.
Cancer. Okay. I thought you were going to bring up the getting caught jacking off at the Ren Fair thing.
I said most difficult, not best.
Okay. Yes.
That was just
fair. Fair. That's a joke, everybody. I'm just kidding. It's Comic-Con. So I man. I got ass cancer, real bad ass cancer. The worst kind of ass cancer when I was 29. I started getting really sick when I was 28 and didn't know what was going on. And it took about a year to find out what was going on. And so if and the shitty thing is it's a waste of radicalization because I was already radicalized about healthcare. Right. I was like, this could have happened to somebody who was like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody who was not like Medicare for all person. Like this would have changed them. I was just like, yeah, dude, I know.
I know. I'm already there.
Yeah.
Now I'm another story.
Yeah. I already know. This is already how I felt about everything. So, I got really gnarly ass cancer of the ass is what the technical term they call it.
And you made a brilliant, I mean, I'll go ahead and just plug it for you because it needs to be plugged. You made a brilliant podcast series about it, Jesse versus Cancer. And I know I've said this to you before, but I've never laughed so hard and also cried so hard over a podcast.
It's a ride, man.
A fucking, well, especially like for your friends, you know, like for anybody who listens, but especially people who know you. I mean, it was a lot, man. And dude, in like the same episode where I'd be like, guttural laughing to the point where it hurt, and then also just be like, cry, like, because I was so sad.
Well, I'm sorry, my cancer was so hard for you, Ron. You know, I'll mail you some flowers.
Well, you've always been the best at taking compliments. You've always been really good at it.
I've been working on it, dude. I have a therapist that thank you. Yes. Thank you so much. I'm very proud of that show, but I've been working on accepting love. You know, I'm sorry. Thank you. It does mean a lot. You know, it means the world to me. I did not know how that podcast would go, not just because of the outcome or whatever, but like, of cancer, but, like, I wasn't trying to be a certain way. I was like, I don't know how this will affect me, like mentally. Will I go, like, there are times when I was like hypermanic, needed to get help with that. There are times when I was in the pit of it, needed help with that. And I was like, just stay transparent as a document, but it might not all be good or agreeable or like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't trying to be a thing. Like,
dude, and you were upfront about that out the gate.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, dude, this could get very weird, and I'm gonna let it happen because maybe that could help someone. Maybe like, but it doesn't mean everyone's gonna be like, oh, Jesse's awesome. Like, dude, there's so much anger and contempt and like all of it, and so I wasn't making some attempt to like be graceful about it. It fucking sucks. Like. Cancer, like it, you have to have some grace because you don't have a choice. You don't get to noodle on it. You're just like, well, I mean, how am I spending my moments? I don't have a choice here. I have to try to, I could let this be the worst thing ever or try to like laugh at stuff. There's that. But like, it only takes, like, I've really sat and tried to be as existential and like, I've read all the Jungian analysis. I've read all of it. And it's like, this is only a bad thing. I think it's only a bad thing. I think, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you can try to dig for some lesson, but it's like, all of it could have been an email. You know what I mean? Like, it's not good. It's not good. And it's not good. And then afterwards, it's like this pressure to feel gratitude or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was all like, I don't know. If our bar for life is being alive, if that's the bar for gratitude, then like, it just,
no, that's fair. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does make
like,
sense.
it's like, yeah, like, not dealing with any of that would have been cool.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Like,
yeah.
I'm grateful compared to the alternative, but also like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's wild.
So I remember when you got diagnosed, because it was Brett Hamill texted me and told me.
Yeah.
And then I texted you right away. And at the time,
and that meant a lot to me.
It's ironic because I was living in Nashville at the time, and you were living in LA.
That typewriter you gave me is right over there.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we met at Cafe Coco. You laid a typewriter on me, and it meant the world.
Yes, I did. Yeah, and I remember. Well, I remember feeling because I was going through like a breakup at that time. It was a weird time in my life too. I was like not in a great place mentally, and then I remember feeling, I was really worried because like, and I know how ridiculous this is, but I was like really worried that I was just a bad friend because I like wasn't hearing from you. And I was like, oh, I'm not reliable. I'm not a good friend. I'm not like somebody to turn to. And of course, this was all like that. Like, I think this was all the other shit I was going through too. But I remember just feeling really bad. So when we finally got together at Cafe Coco, I was just like, okay, I'm not a bad person.
No, not at all. You reaching out meant a lot to me. It shocked me. And it's okay because it's not personal. A lot of people don't know what to say, or they just can't. They just don't know. It shocked me who like I just never heard from.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it was shocking.
Oh, wow.
Like, people I thought were real ride or die friends, and it was just like nothing, dude. And it was wild. It was really wild. And having to like sort of let that go and be like, that's okay. Like, but I
well, wait, let me ask you a question on that first.
Yeah.
But do you think that, because like I have something along those lines, like, is it kind of a gift when you really find out who your true friends are?
It's always a gift. Yeah. Of course it's always a gift, but I always wonder in a personal way, same as you said you were worried, like, because I've had that worry, and I have that worry a lot with friendships, dude. Like, sure. And this is, you've heard there's a male loneliness epidemic. Have you heard that? Have you read that? Have you read the news? And the only vaccine is bowling with the homies. The only vaccine is just bowling league, boys. And this is a very broad brush, but and I think particularly bad with me, I suck at reaching out. Like, of course I'll reach out if I hear someone's ill, if something's up. Of course. The amount of friendships I have had that have faded where I assume both parties assume that they will be burdensome to the other, or that they are disliked by the other, or something happened with the other. It's nonsense. So I've really had to learn, like, to get better about reaching out in my life, because I I sit around and I'll feel lonely and then realize like, wait a minute though. Like that's not really fair, is it? Because I never said, what's up, buddy? I miss you. I'm thinking about you. And then why not? You know, so I can't just sit there and feel lonely. Like I didn't, you know, but I think about that. I think about that a lot. I'm like, because of stuff I've had going on in life or whatever. And I'm like, I didn't cultivate things right. And then I always just assume someone's mad at me. I always assume they're upset at me in some way. And 99% of the time, yeah, then you get together like we did at Cafe Coco and everything's like fine. Like it's just like,
yeah.
It's like,
well, yeah, I mean, we picked up right where we left off.
Yeah, dude. Like
we had a lot to catch up on.
We did, but like
a lot.
But like what I'm saying is your POV there has happened to me a million times too, where I'm like, oh man, I've really dropped the ball in this friendship. I've really been going through it. I have not been cultivating things. Holy shit, I've missed every birthday for 5 years. And then you finally get together and you almost have this big apology in your head, and they just come up to you and hug you and say, "What's up?" And you're like, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, maybe you should give yourself a little more credit though, because I will say this: you are one of the people, and there weren't a lot, but you were one of those people. Every time the Pens would win a Stanley Cup, I would hear from you.
Well, yeah, you would hear from me. But
I mean, just a fun thing. Like, hey, man, I know you like the Penguins. They won.
Yeah, look, I know you want Sidney Crosby to go bash our dude's head to the ice and not get a penalty. I know, you get it. Yeah, fair win. I get it. Good for you. Good for you. Preds, baby.
Oh, yeah. I like the Preds. Yeah.
Well, the Preds Pins Cup was brutal. Mm-hmm. And they won the cup in Nashville. So it was just the whole city was like in the worst mood, you know?
I loved my years in Nashville when and it was actually frustrating to see them not be able to build a team around Rennie. Eventually, obviously they did. But at the time, they really did not. So you could go to a game for about $15 and see any team you wanted. And that was beautiful. And the parking situation was amazing. That was when downtown was a lot easier.
You could park on Broadway. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
You could park right on Broadway. They had that like gastro-themed pub right across the Stroud of that place is still there. But it was probably the only place in Nashville that served poutine. So you could really have a
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
No, none of it. Now it's all called like Kid Rock Skeet Shoot. And it's like a 3-story.
Oh, that hurts.
It's Vegas, dude. It's like weird Vegas. And Matt Kirshen we were talking about Probably Science. Matt Kirshen of Probably Science fame was here last week. It was his first time in Nashville, and he was doing the Ryman, which is funny to me. It's funny to me that like you just like this. It's this place that's like legendary here, and like. He's just like landed 2 hours before and he's just like there and like, I thought it was like awesome. It was hilarious.
Yeah. He's so funny. I love that.
He's very funny. But afterwards, like it blew his mind. Like, he's like, yeah. And then, we'll find a place after. And I'm like, no, we won't, dude. Like we won't.
We're going to go to a different neighborhood.
Yeah. Like it just blew his mind. He's like, so this is what it's like. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I don't come down here. Like it's insane down here.
Yeah. Yeah, you never go down there unless somebody is visiting or
you're showing somebody. But everyone I like wouldn't like it. So luckily I don't have to drag a lot of people down there. Like I go so that they can learn that they don't like it. And that takes about half an hour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Those are usually my trips to Hollywood. Typically, like it's like it's like, okay, we have to see it because we're here. And I'm like, yeah, you have to see it because you're here. And whenever you're ready, we can go. And then after like 20 minutes, they're like, so is this like, yeah, like, okay, we can go.
I learned a lot of tricks though for like, so one thing I do when I'm in a tourist area, even if I live in the city, I will dress like a tourist. So like whenever I had to go to like Hollywood Boulevard, like I would wear like an I Love LA shirt and like a Hollywood hat and stuff. Okay. Because then like you get like better parking and like if like the tricks, like they'll like I had all these weird little LA. Did I tell you about the Zagat binder thing I would do?
No.
So I would you do comedy, you go eat like you're just always eating alone.
Sure.
Between spots, right? Because I would be doing like, I would do like Liquid Zoo in the Valley, and then I would go to the Laugh Factory, but then I would have a spot over in Los Feliz and whatever. So I was constantly getting
multiple spots a night in LA is insane. Like it's just
but also like, the logistics are weird, but also like unless it's like the end of the night and you have a bunch of comics are wound up at a diner, I would always be eating at places in between, where I would just stop and eat, and I would always get horrible. I noticed that like I would get like horrible service eating alone. I still do. I'm like invisible to servers when I'm by myself. Like they'll just like never come to a table or seat me or like ever. They'll just completely forget I'm there. 100% forget I'm there. And I learned this thing where what I did was I went to Kinko's and I had a binder made up that is a Zagat's binder. And that was my joke notebook.
That's hilarious.
So like I would be sitting there just writing jokes, but it was in a Zagat binder and it would look like I'm taking notes or whatever. And dude, I'd get free desserts and shit. The amount of times I hit up Fred 62, like, and I would go like a month between, and they would just like bring me stuff because they thought I was like a Zagat guy.
That is epic.
It was
That's
awesome.
Hilarious.
It was awesome.
That is so smart.
It was awesome. One place I almost got busted. There was that French place near Fred's next to the bookstore on Vermont, and they noticed I was back like a second time, and I think they also noticed they didn't get a review because they were all like excited, like the chef like introduced himself to me and shit, and I'm just like writing jokes in a Zagat notebook.
Yeah. Well, you never claimed to be anybody. So.
No, dude, you can hang out with a Zagat notebook.
Yeah,
you can be you can photograph your food for no reason and take notes in a book. You can do it.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's so funny.
So that was one of my Hollywood
Did they
tricks.
Confront you? Did they ask you? Like,
no, they never.
Okay, they just were like, this guy might not be.
This guy's weird.
He might just be a dude with a Zagat notebook.
He might just be a guy. Yeah, the second time I think they're like, I think this guy just has a Zagat notebook. I don't know why.
Hilarious.
That was one of my little tricks. But dressing like you're touring Hollywood is like one of my and your friends that you're visiting with will get more annoyed. So like when I met up with Matt downtown, I was like in cowboy boots. He laughed when he saw me. I was like in cowboy boots and like a Western shirt. And I was like, yeah, dude, this is going to suck. Like, let's do this. Let's do it.
That's so funny.
Because then he feels even more out of place, right? Because it's not me and him together. And then he's like, yeah, maybe like a different bar. And I'm like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah, let's go. Like,
that's so funny.
I seriously threw on boots to go hang out with Matt. Anyway.
So are you so it's remission now, yeah? Like, how does that work?
Well, the country music never leaves you. I mean, it lives if you have the boots, you know. The boot scooting is in the heart, Ron.
Okay.
The picking and grinning, even when you think you're done with it.
It's just in there. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Every 5 years I get scanned for picking and grinning.
Okay.
And they can tell, but my hand could still rock a banjo. They can tell.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so colon cancer is way too nebulous of a term. It's why I don't think they're ever going to cure cancer. They'll cure types of it one after another. But it's like head cold. Like that's like 1,000 viruses or your immune system fighting. It's way too vague of a term. So like colon cancer isn't really a remission cancer. It's like you either cured it or you did not.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And if you did not, it can go below diagnostic criteria. So like CT scans, the technology, even since I got sick, has come so far. But like a PET scan, CT scan, stuff like that, the resolution is not great. It's like 4 millimeters by 4 millimeter pixels. So if you have cancer that is below that, it won't see it.
Oh, wow.
Right? So if let's say you only do chemotherapy and you were covered up with all this stuff, you were covered up with cancer, it could shrink those tumors, but then you could still have active cancer that the growth rate for when it shows up again in scans, they'd be able to clock the growth rate and make a new treatment for you. So it's like, it's kind of one of those they either got it or they didn't things. And most recurrence, they still call it recurrence, I guess, which just means that they never really got it and it just regrew. They shrunk it and it regrew is what that would mean. That happens like between 2 and 3 years post-treatment. And then that's why they do things like 5-year survival rate and stuff like that. So it's weird. My last scan was like a few months ago. They're still clear and all that. And my oncologist was like, because like it's a real pancreatic's the only one sort of above it, right? It's a real stage 4 colon is like a 8 to 12% survival rate. It's pretty gnarly. So she's like, look, man, she's like, well, yeah, we generally like when we make it this far out, she's like, it's dark, but since most people don't make it, we don't really like have stats on how long to follow you and like how to, like, we don't like we could give you CT scans every 6 months the rest of your life, but like at some point the radiation from that causes a problem. So she's like, I think you're probably good, man. I think you're good. Like, you're probably good. Because it's been enough time where like something would have regrown into range, you know? That being said, I mean, it's all luck of the draw. And it's also like when you're younger, there's this paradox because younger people get diagnosed with more aggressive cancers. Reason being they don't do as much preventive screening because of why would they? Because it doesn't show up much in younger people. So that's why like you hear about young people stage 4 colon or advanced stuff. And it's because like older folks, you start getting regular colonoscopies. If you have symptoms, that's something that occurs to them right away. As opposed to with me, I spent about a year of them telling me it might be Crohn's, might be diverticulitis, all this different stuff before finally figuring out you need to get a colonoscopy, figure out it's cancer, right? So younger people get diagnosed later in the process, which is horrible. That tends to happen. But at the same time, their treatment can be much more aggressive because it won't kill them.
Yeah.
Like, they murdered me down there, but it's because they could. Like, my body could take it. If I was a 90-year-old, my treatment course would have been it would have been like a 10th of what they did, which may not have taken care of the cancer. So it's like, there's a weird, like they really overdid it. You know what I mean? Like the way they attacked my cancer is like, it would be like nuking a guy.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like there's a bad guy over there. Like, you want to use a nuke? Like, yeah, okay. Like it was way aggressive. So, you know, it worked. It sucked. It worked. You know, now I'm missing some bits. That's all right. It's all right to miss some bits, I guess.
Well, what was it like just to? I know this is like kind of like a pretty heavy loaded.
Dude,
question,
I'm as heavy as there ain't no.
Well, I mean, like, how did it change you at all? Just kind of having to come to terms with mortality at a pretty young age.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. You definitely get ripped out of the matrix and like there's no way back. That's very isolating. And it's also something that's like weird. It's weird, like mortality. You ever read Ernest Becker? You read The Denial of Death?
No, I've not.
Incredible book,
Write
dude.
it down, though.
Yeah. Denial of Death is like incredible. Incredible. Yeah, Ernest Becker. So like we all know we're going to die, and there's an argument to be made that most of the stuff we do as a culture is to try to avoid that feeling or run from that. Especially our culture. I mean, we like hide away the elderly and pump ourselves full of infinite fillers and I mean, whatever, dude. It's really quite something. But we all know we're going to die. But I always think of it as like there's knowing it, and then there's like knowing it. And I don't know how to like. If you are looking at the stars at night, you know what they are. You know, like but sometimes, like, it's always there. It's ever present. Those are stars. Same as death. Death is ever present. You know what's going to happen to you. That's like looking at the stars. It's like, okay, look, there's some twinkly stars up there. Oh my God, they're weird and twinkly. Back to our conversation or whatever. But sometimes you know it. Like, that is a ball of gas larger than I can conceive, farther away than I can imagine, floating in nothing. That's fucking insane. And like, they're everywhere, dude. Oh my God, I'm floating in space. What the fuck? Like, and you have those moments where you know it, other than just like, you know it, but you don't really care. And I think it's like that with death, where like, no, like when you act, like, we all know it, but when you know it, it does change a lot of things. I mean, you can't think about it 24/7 or you're wasting your time. But yeah, it changed me a lot. I can't say it all changed me for the better, though. Like, you would think that you'd be like, I'm like I still procrastinate just as much, and like, you know what I mean? Like, you like the way I talk about it, you'd think I'd be up at 7 having oatmeal, going for a run. And, but like, no, dude. Like, I not at all. And that's wild. Is like, it was the same thing with like getting one of the bummers. Like, getting sober helped my life, but it also made me realize how many things weren't the alcohol.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I had been blaming all this. Like, when I get sober, dude, like, I'm really going to, but it's like, no, dude, I perfectly sober. I can send a weird text at 1 a.m. I'm perfectly capable of sleeping until noon. I will have cereal for dinner, dead sober. Like, you have to just really deal with what you still are when it's all stripped away. And I think even with an intimate view of mortality, I still have to deal with that. Like, I still do. I like, yeah, it didn't change me much, behaviorally, only existentially, I think.
Nice. So in closing, man, where do you want to?
Oh man, fucking ask me if mortality changed me, and then you're in closing me. Gnarly, dude. I know this is normally a 4-hour podcast. I know what you're doing. It's fine. I'll go. It's fine. You told me we would be here till 7 p.m. I get it. I know you're cutting me off. I get it.
You're the marathon episode. No, but I got a thing.
You can cut me off. Nah, I get it. You've had enough.
No, dude, it was a perfect answer. I mean, it was, yeah. No, I mean, because I think, I mean, as someone who's known you, a fairly long time now, and has known you through it, I mean, you're still like the same guy, and I mean that as a good thing. Like you're still like even when you were sick, it was like just catching up again. I mean, obviously you were dealing with it, but yeah, I mean, it's like I think it's a good thing. Like it would be weird if you were all like new agey or something. You had like some crystals or something, and it'd be like, oh man. I mean, I'm okay. Yeah,
no, that would be pretty unbearable. That would be awful. Yeah. I mean, you can't see it because we're only doing face-to-face video, but I do have a green juice enema in right now. I've been boofing this whole time. I've been boofing kale. Yeah. I've been boofing a salad. No, I'm the same dude. I think about things differently, and I've had to, I think it made me a lot more sort of accountable and stuff, realizing how much it affected everybody. That was terrifying. I think that this is really depressing, but I think my self-esteem was probably in a place where I had assumed it wouldn't matter that much. So seeing people around me bawling and stuff was a wake-up call that is a good one and a terrifying one.
Yeah.
Because then you're accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
No, that
you're like, oh shit, I exist in the world and I affect people.
Yeah.
Oh no. Like, that's cool. That's great. Also, oh no.
Yeah. Right. It's like, oh man, this is a lot.
It's like when you get glasses, dude. You get glasses and you're like, I can see everything. And then you see your reflection and you're like, fuck. Like, dude, I didn't need an HD mirror. This is horrible. This is horrible news. That's what happened. I got glasses and I was so happy. And first time looking in the mirror, I was like, well, like immediately calling a dermatologist. Like, what is happening? This is awful. So that's all it did. It HD'd myself, which is good and bad. Maybe that's my answer. I don't know.
No, dude, that's incredible. And yeah, I'm glad that I'm glad that it's good news and continue good health. And yeah, so tell people where to find you online.
Oh, I'm mainly just on Twitter. That's just at Jesse Case. I need to start an Instagram, but I never really did it.
Twitter used to be my main.
And Twitter's also like over. It's like
Yeah.
I've slowly just sort of gotten boxed out of the internet because I'm like, there are a lot of things, and I'm always grappling with whether I'm making excuses because it's an easy excuse or if I'm legit. But like, I did not start this here attempted career to make short clips or do the things now that are the path, the new path.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm constantly struggling with that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that the old path was great. I'm not saying that, but it was a path where it's like you could just sort of do stand up or whatever.
Yeah.
And now it's like, yeah, so it is it makes sense, but it is a new concept being asked, how many followers do I have before a booking? It's a new concept for me. And I'm kind of like, man, I wish I had known. I would have focused on that maybe a little instead of thinking that all is stupid. Like an old man. I'm like, that's stupid, you know?
Dude, I had this conversation with a booker. Well, you'll appreciate this story. I had a conversation with a booker and we were just kind of talking about whatever. And I was like, yeah, do you think you might want to bring me back? Cause it was with, it was a Jimmy Dore show, live show was when I was there. So I was talking to them about just bringing me back as a stand up. And I'm like, yeah, you think you might, give me a night, see how I do. And she goes, oh yeah. So what were you doing before you were on this show? And I was like, well, I just gone to LA. And then before that, I was just a road comic. And the booker goes, not just a road comic. Don't ever say that. And I was like, what? I didn't mean it. And they're like, no. Road comics are the backbone of this industry and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, well, I was a road comic. And she was like, yeah, damn right. And then I was like, so you want to maybe book me? And she goes, how many followers do you have?
Yeah. Yep.
I just kind of, but yeah. Anyway. Yeah. No, it is a weirder thing now. And I don't love the clip culture either. I mean, I participated in it as much as I have to, but I don't like it.
I was okay with it until it became a feedback loop of like, I understand people started posting crowd work clips because they don't want to burn material. Totally get it. But then if that's all there is, now you have people showing up that think that's what stand-up is. Yes. And they get weird when they're like, why is he telling a story?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, when is he going to ask me about my job? And I'm just like, oh, this is the art form you're coming to. I'm sorry that TikTok led you astray. Like, actually, what I do is the thing that is I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, that's why I love going to Edinburgh and things like that, man.
They got it right over there, dude.
They really did. They got it right over there. Like you are coming for a show. You are coming for a stand-up show that has a concept and is going to be, like 45 minutes to an hour, and that's what you're here for.
Yeah.
Like it's I think I interacted with the audience maybe twice in the entire run. And it wasn't even
haggis. I read about that in the paper. That's when they threw haggis. I read about the haggis pelting, the infamous haggis pelting incident. I didn't know that.
I said I didn't like it, and so they pelted me.
Yeah, they pelted you with haggis, and I didn't realize you were the comic that happened to.
I was the guy, yeah.
No, it just said Ginger American pelted with haggis.
Ginger American pelted with haggis. That blur was me. I was running.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man.
That only happened twice.
Small world.
Small world.
It is weird that happened twice, 2 shows in a row. That is weird.
Yeah.
The same guy,
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and some of his friends. He had backup the second time.
Yeah. I'm coming back. I'm bringing more haggis.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Weird. All right. Sick. Well, in closing, where is that waiter? That's one of my favorite ones when a conversation's going on too long, but you're not at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Where is our waiter? It always really pisses off whoever you're with. You should try it. All right, man.
And Probably Science. Tell everyone about Probably Science.
Yeah.
Great podcast. And of course, Jesse versus Cancer. I'll plug if you won't.
Oh, sure. Sorry. Yeah. Jesse versus Cancer. That's about what it sounds like. We just talked about it a lot. That's all up. And there will be new episodes soon because I sort of quit doing it a bit randomly due to a family health situation. But people deserve an update. So there you go. So I'll be back to that soon. Probably Science. I'm a co-host on a show called Probably Science. That's with Matt Kirshen and Andy Wood. And it's comedians that don't really know what they're talking about discussing the week in science news. Sometimes we interview big deal scientists about just one subject. So like we just had somebody on that like helped build the Mars rover. So we talked about the Mars rover for an hour. Most of the time it's comedians we know. And we just talk about the headlines that week in science stories. Like they found some new dinosaur dick or something, and we'll just riff about it. And then we do a different story. And it's a good time. You should listen to that.
Awesome show. Love it.
Yeah. And, then it's like, I don't have a lot going on, Ron. You've chosen your guests poorly. And this is kind of on you. Frankly.
Oh, man.
If you wanted credentials, you should have asked. You should have asked first. All right. So,
Jesse, thanks so much for doing this.
Ron, thanks so much for having me. It was great to catch up with you. And I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
That was Jesse Case. You guys know it's December, and typically in December, I have guests that are closer to me in my personal life. Now that's not like a super strict rule. There are some people that I'm close to that their episodes aired in other months for whatever reason. But yeah, I just feel like this time of year, it's, like more thematic, sentimental episodes and those types of conversations are just in theme with this time of year. Jesse Case, please check out Probably Science. Check out Jesse versus Cancer and follow him on Twitter if you're still doing the Twitter thing. He's gone viral quite a few times, actually. You've probably seen one of his tweets somewhere. Music for the 1000 Podcast is provided by Andrew Saxon. Be sure to check out his podcast, the Baywatching Podcast, wherever you get your podcast. Please do write a review. Leave us a 5-star. Tell your friends. This is still a very new show in the scheme of things. So every review, every positive mention helps. And yeah, 116. There we go. We're almost at the top of another decade. Moving along. 1,000. It's wild how fast this is going. It really, really is. And happy December. Hopefully it's if it's a long December, Counting Crow style, hopefully it's in a good way. But happy December. Happy 2025. We'll still be coming at you. There's still some weeks left in the year. But yeah, stay safe out there. And I will catch you next week. Peace. Hey guys, Ron Placone here. Take your own 1,000 challenge. No, you don't need to interview 1,000 people, although if you want to do that, go for it. Your 1,000 challenge can be whatever you want. Maybe you want to call a friend out of the blue once a week. Maybe you want to read a book every month. Maybe you want to start a different garden every season. I guess that might be dependent on where you live. Look, the point of the challenge is taking on an endeavor that enriches your life in some way, and it can be measured. And then, of course, you do it regularly. That's what 1,000 is doing for me and hopefully for you too. The main reason for this podcast and every podcast I've ever done is to build community. So take your own challenge. Then join our Facebook group. It's called 1,000 What's Your Challenge? ? That's 1,000 What's Your Challenge ? And post about what your 1,000 challenge is and the progress you're making. All I ask is that people be encouraging of each other's challenges. This is personal and vulnerable, so be cool. There's enough negativity on social media. We don't need to add to it. For those of you who aren't on Facebook, hopefully in the future we'll be expanding to places like Discord, Reddit, but for now, we're starting on Facebook. And again, that Facebook group is called 1,000 What's Your Challenge? See you there.